Kitchen Nightmares Worst Restaurants. Where are they now? Part 1. Kitchen Nightmares features some terrible restaurants over the course of its 7 seasons, and we take a look back at them in this list. Hey guys, welcome back to Film Flood, and today we'll be taking a look at the worst restaurants on the Kitchen Nightmares show and see what they are up to today. Stay tuned and watch the video right till the end. Kitchen Nightmares aired for 7 seasons from 2007 to 2014 as the potty-mouthed Chef Gordon Ramsay traveled across the US trying to help flailing restaurants get out of debt, improve service, and turn themselves around. He encountered discord among staff, owners who didn't know what they were doing or who had simply lost their passion, and people in over their heads and menus that were lacking. At times, he discovered so much more behind why these restaurants weren't thriving. Some were dirty, not using fresh ingredients, had chefs who didn't know how to cook, dated decor, or a myriad of other things that impeded their chances of success. But sometimes what Ramsay unearthed was vile, disgusting, and downright stomach-turning. Here are some of the most horrific restaurants featured in the series and what they are up to now. Leela's. It's never good when Gordon has to gag on something in the kitchen. What's worse is that Leela hadn't even managed to keep their fridge on the correct temperature, sending more of their produce rotten. Chef Ramsay was not impressed by the fact the Californian restaurant was run, from spelling mistakes on the menu to a lack of kitchen knowledge. It's no surprise that Leela's closed due to ridiculously high debts. Trobianos. It's difficult to decide what's worse, the fact that the kitchen clearly hadn't been cleaned properly in years, resulting in a buildup of grime and muck, or the fact that there were actual rat droppings in that very same place that food is prepared. When a relationship with the in-laws is involved too, most arguments aren't exactly going to end well, with personal feuds, terrible food hygiene, and mountain debts. The restaurant was seized by the state for missing a whole host of tax payments. Seascape. While the New York restaurant had an interesting setup being placed on an old ship, sadly it simply did not live up to expectations. Once again, the kitchen was a gross mess that desperately needed a proper clean. With the smell of sewage coming into the restaurant, it was not a good sign of things to come. Gordon was even served pesto that has already out of date and foul. Needless to say, the owners quickly sold the restaurant on to new management. Peter's, another restaurant that failed to understand how to work a freezer properly. Peter's New York Italian eatery was struggling to stay afloat after serving unsafe food for many months. The financial struggles were so dire that a debt collector turns up in the middle of the episode, which quickly leads to a genuine fight. Eventually, the owners sold to new people, and there were rumors that Peter's actually had connections to the mob. Burger Kitchen. The most disgusting thing about Burger Kitchen was the owners. Despite a genuinely talented chef, they completely ruined the food with their own conspiracies and terrible management, leading to a rare two-parter. Thinking that there was a plot against the restaurant, the owners believed that Yelp was actually conspiring against them. Fake cuffs aside, the poor leadership meant that Burger Kitchen was quickly sold on. Fans have their own conspiracies, though, that the episode was actually staged. Dylan's. When Ramsay visited this New York City restaurant, he encountered flypapers completely covered with dead flies, a pot of some kind of mystery sauce with mold growing on it, burgers that were moldy, chicken that was green, and old potatoes. Oh, and did we mention that all these foods were actually served to him? Appearing in the first season of the series way back in 2007, Dylan's was renamed Purnima but ended up closing in 2009. The general manager at the time reportedly tried to sue the show to prevent the episode from airing. Casa Roma. Rotten vegetables and sour meat is a perfect combination for a vile and disgusting meal, which is what Ramsay found being served at this restaurant during an episode that aired in Season 3 in 2010. Located in Lancaster, California, none of the food had any labels. Do a smell test to see if it's still good, I guess. Meat was rock hard and soaking in its own blood, and a Parma ham had been growing mold. This is yet another kitchen that caused Ramsay to physically hurl after he saw and smelled a 3-month-old rack of ribs. The grossness extended to the bathroom, which had bodily fluids everywhere, as if it hadn't been cleaned in months. While the restaurant remained open for some time, it eventually closed in 2017. And with that, we wrap up our video. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.